Guys, let's finish off circles. So again, x squared plus y squared minus 12x plus 2y equals negative 37. We already have our constant over to the other side. So let's collect our x terms. X squared minus 12x plus blank. Collect our y terms. Y squared plus 2y plus blank equals negative 37 plus blank plus blank. Negative 12 over 2 is negative 6 squared, 36. 2 over 2 is 1 squared, is 1. So over here, again, it's x. That negative 6 we just found by cutting in half goes in here, squared. For the y, it's y plus 1 squared. Right side, negative 37 plus 36 plus 1. It's actually 0. So what shape do we have here? We have our r squared equals 0, which is a point. It's a circle with radius 0, so it doesn't go out from the center at all. So the only thing that remains is the center. What does that mean? That means we just have a point, and that point is exactly where the center of the circle would be. So again, what makes x 0? 6. What makes y 0? Negative 1. Furthermore, these two things are squared, and squared numbers are always non-negative. So the only way that these two added together could be 0 is each of them were 0. And so what makes this 0? 6 and negative 1. Now there's some other things we can do using some concepts from 2.1. Find the equation of the circle with diameter endpoints. So it's important to know that for a circle, if you have two diameter endpoints, if they're part of a diameter, they must go exactly through the center, which means that the average between those 2 points is the center. So what's the average? Add the x values, 6 plus 0 divided by 2. Add the y values, 4 plus 0 over 2. That's 6 over 2. 4 over 2, so that's 3, 2. So this is our center. How does that help us? Well, we know the equation is x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals r squared. The only thing we don't actually know is a radius. But we do know what's true of a circle is that if I plug in any point on the circle that will go in for x and y, that should tell me what r squared is because they're all the same distance from the center. So take any point, either of the 2 points, and plug it in. So now we plug in a point. So I'm going to plug in the 6, 4. 6 minus 3 squared plus 4 minus 2 squared equals r squared. So this is 3 squared plus 2 squared equals r squared. It's 9 plus 4 is r squared. So 13 is r squared, which is not an even perfect square, so it's not a perfect radius. But for our purposes, the equation only needs r squared, so we don't really care. So I just take this 13 and put it back into my original equation. So my equation of the circle is x minus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 13. Now let's do one more. Again, find the equation of a circle with diameter endpoints negative 2, negative 2, and negative 12, 4. So again, I need to average my x and y values. Negative 2 plus negative 12 over 2. Y values, negative 2 plus 4 all over 2. So where's my center? Negative 2 plus negative 12 is negative 14 divided by 2. Should be negative 7. Negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2 divided by 2 should be 1. So I know the base form of my equation is x minus negative 7, so that's plus 7 squared, plus y minus 1 squared equals r squared. So again, I can plug in any point to see what my r squared is. I'll plug in the negative 2, negative 2. Negative 2 plus 7 squared plus negative 2 minus 1 squared equals r squared. That's 5. squared plus negative 3 squared equals r squared. 25 plus 9 equals r squared. Means 34 is r squared. And again, that goes back up into my original. So my total equation for my circle is x plus 7 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 34. Now, one thing to note that's on your homework that we didn't talk about, sometimes they'll have you take your equation from your center radius form into the general form of a conic. All you have to do to go from this form back to that original form is just square both of these out. So x plus 7 times x plus 7 and y minus 1 times y minus 1. Get all your answers, combine your like terms, and move your constant over to the other side to get it equal to 0. So just keep that in mind. And that's the end of 2.2.